What's going on, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel if it's your first time watching. This is a Saturday session. It's a mixing session I do once a week to try and better my skills as a music producer and increase my creativity and work on Logic Pro to create new music. Sometimes what you'll see here is an old riff, and sometimes what you'll see here is a new riff. Today we have a new riff. I wrote this off camera. I'm really excited to work on it and expand the project with you. Unfortunately though, I recorded this video and my camera file got lost or got corrupt, which really sucks. So now I have to do the fun thing of re-recording all of the voiceover parts with the camera and then editing them back over as best as I can. Unfortunately, it's not going to be perfect. Some of the clips as I'm going through it, you're going to hear my original voiceover. It's not going to be edited. It's not going to be worked on properly. It's just going to be there. So I'm sorry about that, but there's only so much I can do to really perfect this video as much as I can. Anyways, let's take a listen to the riff that I wrote off camera. This is what I was able to do in about 5 minutes, literally just punching in stuff and just put a couple guitars on there. It really didn't take too long. So yeah, let's listen to that right now. So that was the riff. Now I want to go ahead and break down each individual section to give you guys an understanding of what this riff is composed of. So let's take a look at these lead guitars. I ended up having an input gain on one of my plugins set way too high, so they sounded kind of bad. I fixed it. Let's listen to the bass guitar and the rhythm guitars now. Next, I want to show you guys the drums. For these drums, I'm using Get Good Drummer's Modern and Massive plugin. It's a VST. It's my favorite drum plugin of all time, and they sound pretty cool. That was the riff, a super simple riff, not a lot going on to it. It only had a lead, 2 rhythm guitars, a bass guitar, some post-production effects, and a drum setting, and a drum MIDI recording. Now, we're gonna do the fun part. We're gonna try and expand this riff. I already did some stuff in this project, and I had an idea of what I wanted. It's this little natural minor kind of scale progression thing. So I'm gonna show you, using input monitoring, what that sounds like in my head. So that was the idea I had. Now, here's the fun part. We're gonna start recording bass guitars, rhythm guitars, all of that stuff, and yeah, we're pretty much just gonna get right into that. I'm gonna go ahead and do the bass first, and then we'll do the rhythm guitars afterwards. And I ended up changing the rhythm just slightly. You'll hear just a little bit of a change. Now it's time to record the rhythm guitars. Next, I wanted to change the drums to a 4/4 feel, so I programmed those in super quickly. It took minimal time, and I wanted to show you guys what that sounds like as well. That's pretty sick, boys. As you can tell from my reaction there, I really liked it. I thought it sounded really great, personally. But there was an error in the back end of the riff that I wanted to change a little bit. So I did some programming right now, which is what you're going to see and hear as well, of just editing the back end of the drum MIDI as well. We'll switch that up. Okay, let's have a listen to it in context. That riff sounded super cool, and I was really stoked on it when I made it, so I'm still stoked on it now, actually. It sounds heavy, I really like it. Let's add some depth to it, though, by adding some lead guitars. We're gonna add a lower harmony and a higher harmony in stereo again. Yep, the lead guitars are pretty solid, I'm not gonna lie. Next, I wanted to add a new breakdown section, so let's check that out. For that section, I basically just kind of randomly recorded this polyrhythmic burst that I liked, and then I ended up doing a little tail end of the riff that I copy and pasted, as you can see on the screen right now. But it's time to change the drums to match up. That was just a scratch take. We'll go back and re-record that later on. So let's work on the drums. Okay, yeah, that's good for the drums. Now that we have the drums programmed out properly, I really like them, we're going to go ahead and track the bass. To save you guys some viewing time, I just tracked them out, and I'm just going to play it back for you guys as well. And this is what the bass sounds like. I ended up feeling like the bass was just a little bit too muddy, so I just boosted some highs and just kind of cleaned them up a little bit. The bass guitars are going to match the rhythm guitars, which I personally really like. So let's keep going on the project. I think next up we got to record our rhythm guitar actual takes instead of just using the scratch take. So let's do that. Now the right ear. What followed was the longest portion of the project for me. As you can see, at 50 times speed, I'm really going through with a fine comb and editing the project to really get it tight. Let's listen to it back. And from here on out, it was pretty straightforward. All I really did was I added the second part of this little riff at the end again and had it repeat with the same lead guitars but doubled. So instead of having rhythm and then lead come in, it's just rhythm, lead, if that makes sense. You guys will hear it in the playback. It sounds really cool. Off camera, I also just decided super last minute to just take out one little section that I had made on here. So if you see it on the camera and you don't hear it, that's gonna be normal. I took it out. I also did some more mixing off camera, very small tweaks. Again, I'm sorry, like I said at the beginning of the video, you aren't hearing this in stereo while you're listening to it, so it sounds really funky. But now let's listen to the stereo playback of the riff. That's the riff. Super cool riff. It starts off with a nice intro section into this really 4 on the floor heavy section, into a mini breakdown, back into a 4 on the floor section. I did a cool job, in my opinion, at incorporating lead guitars into this. It's not something I typically do. Lead guitars, I'm not much of a lead guitarist, more the rhythmic guitarist. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Adding those harmonies in the right ear and the left ear was super cool. As far as production on this track goes, it was really easy. I was using one of my presets on Logic Pro. If you'd like me to make a video on the presets that I have, most of the plugins are entirely free. There's only a couple of plugins that actually cost a little bit of money, so I can do that too. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. It took quite a while to make because right now I have to re-record not only the camera, the microphone, and then I had to do all of that editing before. There was quite a lot of editing that went into this song just because of how tight I wanted everything to be and how precise I wanted it to be. A lot of takes on the guitars and stuff like that. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to check out the other videos on my channel. You can subscribe right here and check out another video right here, and I will see you guys in the next one.